spring break is right around the corner, but before you go, you'll want to check out this week's LaxRatz, LaxWrap. In addition to our steady diet of action video, the Chief is here with his smorgasbord of highlights on key positions, from slick middies to physical long poles to obstinate goalies, all of the ingredients for a lacrosse potpourri. We've got the top plays and the top teams with new expanded coverage on the girls' side. So grab a beverage and sit back to savor this week's menu. The goals are with you. The saves are with you. Wait, the force is with you? Stick around and see for yourself. LaxRatz. Welcome to another edition of LaxWrap. I got Chief here with me. We are on location at Oaks Christian High School. About an hour from now, we'll be streaming the boys' game between Palos Verdes and Oaks Christian. But Chief, we got a good girls' game going on right now. It's halftime.
Yeah, these girls are pretty amazing to watch. The ability for them to get up and down the field. There's not much subbing in girls lacrosse, it looks like. So they're running for hours, and they're pretty fast. And it's fun. This girl number 2 going to USC, a commit. It's fun to watch.
So right now it's halftime. It's 6-2 Westlake at Oaks Christian, but Oaks Christian had a little rally, got a 2-goal rally going. So we're going to stick around and check that game out. But first thing, let's do a quick update on the top teams. We don't need to do all 10 of them, but there is a log jam among those top 4. Am I right?
That's right. You know, tonight will be telling. If Oaks Christian takes over, they're obviously the 1 spot. However, if they lose, they could fall back to, 3, 4, 5 even. So a lot riding on tonight's game, if you believe in rankings, which I'm not sure we're convinced yet of rankings.
Well, regarding that, I think the one thing that each of these coaches can accomplish tonight is to figure out how they match up against the other team so that if they do play in the playoffs, they'll have a little better idea of the matchups they want and what they want to do. Right.
Oaks Christian took it to PV last year. They beat them, so it's not unfamiliar territory. So, they should have a little confidence going in, and hopefully just an exciting game, right?
All right, so speaking of top teams, you've heard from the Chief and me. You've heard from Strider. But we've got a producer in Costa Rica, the Long Man. He actually watches more video of these high school teams than anybody else. Claims to know a lot, so we're going to cut away to Long Man. Long Man, right now, who are you picking for the top team in LA?
Hey, Chopper Chief. I'm at the beautiful 360 project, and my predictions for tonight are whichever team comes up with a face-off and a goalie who stands tall is going to win the game. I'm thinking it could be overtime. Or a 1 or 2 goal or 3 goal victory, but it's going to be a really close game. As for the number 1, interesting. If PV gets over Loyola in a couple of weeks, then PV's the number 1. If Loyola beats PV, then it's going to be a 4-horse race going for the number 1, and plenty of jockeys that can steer their team to the number 1 spot. So my prediction is turmoil at the seeding meeting and your surf and turf dinner. Check over my shoulder to the pictures. That's your surf and turf. Cheers, mate.
So Long Man has had his say. That's one more very divergent view. Obviously, time will tell over the next 4 weeks or so, Chief. But I think he said he was going to be willing to bet a steak dinner and lobster on tonight's game, right?
Steak and lobster on the line.
All right, we'll see how that works out. We're going to talk next about the key positions in lacrosse. And the Chief's going to talk to you a little bit about those, but we've also got an expert here that knows a lot more about it than I do.
All right, I'm here with my dude, Jack. Jack, I see you're wearing a Westlake's color, so I assume you're from Westlake. Tell us where you're from, what club team you play on, and what brought you to the sport of lacrosse.
Well, obviously I'm from Westlake. I live in Sherwood, and my club team is Mad Dog World Series of Youth Lacrosse.
Nice. I know Mad Dog's a top team. So you're obviously a skilled player. What position do you play? And tell us what makes that position special. What do you need to do well to be successful at that position?
Well, I play midfield, and the key components to this position is endurance, mental strength, and bursts of speed and energy.
You're looking at the future of lacrosse. This is my boy Jack here.
Jack did a pretty good job, maybe too good a job.
Yeah, sometimes I feel like this sport's passed me by. They're obviously our future. It's great to have him up here. He knows a lot.
So, Jack, you're underage to work full-time, so I get to keep my job at least for a couple more years. All right, so he was talking about midfield, right?
Yeah, you know, he said it right. Bursts of speed. You got to be able to run as a midfielder. You have to be able to get up and down the field. And not only that, you have to be able to play defense, right? I know they have specialization, defensive middies, but getting up and back, subbing patterns, midfielders need to be able to shoot well on the run, both righty and lefty.
Another thing is, too, you know, they're the players that run the length of the field, unlike the defenders and the attackmen. How much better shape do you have to be in to be a midfielder?
Yeah, you know, you got to have your thoroughbreds at the midfield. Those are guys that win the game. You win the game at the midfield, plain and simple.
All right, so you want to take us to another position?
Yeah, let's obviously, I'll go to the goalies because they need the most love. A little bit off. I say that as a terms of endearment, as I was a former goalie. Goalies just have to be dialed in, and it's a counterintuitive position where you want to get hit by a ball moving fast. Like, it doesn't make sense, but you want to get hit. You need a wide base, quick hands, good hand-eye coordination, and a short memory.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but goalies are allowed to wear all kinds of protective gear that none of them wear. Do I have that right?
Yeah, you know, it's maybe a badge of honor. Like, if you have quick hands, you're ready to go. I remember in high school, I was at a camp, and I thought I was great, and I didn't even wear a chest protector. Probably the dumber decisions I've made, but, you know.
When we talk about matchups, too, if a team has a good goalie and a good face-off guy, they're in every game, right?
That's it, goalie and face-off. Goalie and face-off.
All right, Chief, let's talk about another position. How about the long poles?
Right, you know, just in the word itself, defend. You're defending your territory, so you have to hold position. You have to be good at lateral movement. You have to be tough. You have to be physical, a good stick, you know, and the ability to get the ball on the ground and up, off the ground, starting transition.
Speaking of physical, do you expect your guy to lay out a shooter before, if he gets a shot off, that he's going to have to view the results from the seat of his pants?
You know, shooters must go down. It might be a thought, but you know, you want to be intimidating. You want to be physical. You want to set the tone as a defenseman.
You want that shooter to know you're there, regardless of whether you deck him.
Yeah, it's a mental game, right? You got to be a physical specimen out there as a defenseman for sure.
All right, Chief, we've left out some of the snipers in this game. What about attack?
Attack is great because, you know, it could be any size, right? Midfielder, you got to be able to get up and down the field. Attack, you got to have great hands, soft hands, be able to move. You could be a crease finisher. You could be a change of direction guy. You could be a bull dodger, whatever it may be. But you got to have soft hands. Probably the best stick on the team, and finishing inside and outside.
How important is it to have an attack guy that can ride upfield when there are other teams clearing?
Yeah, you mentioned something so important. The other fact of it is the riding game. You want to be able to get the ball back, right? You're gonna lose the ball. You got to be able to get the ball back. So watching attackmen ride, that's the difference between good and great attackmen.
So, Chief, an update on the girls' game here. We're about halfway through the second half. Westlake has stretched it out to an 8-2 lead. On our show, we're going to be introducing the coach for the Westlake girls team, our very own Lindsay Munoz, and she's going to be bringing us a little bit more insight and information about the girls' game. Yeah,
Lindsay's dialed in. She had a stellar career at Stanford, so obviously not only a great player, but obviously a super smart girl.
And a real crusader for girls lacrosse in the southern section. So starting next week, we're going to have her on the show, and we're looking forward to her contributions.
That's right, another goalie out here. You know, goalies know what's going on, so happy to have her join us.
Okay, Hefe, here we go. My favorite part of the show, we get to watch some video. We're going to do this top 10 plays of the week, all right? So we're going to start with number 10. It's that incredible game between PV and Oaks Christian from Friday night. We're going to start with Brad Sharpflow-Seiden from X. Watch the feed, the shot. Great save. But then the putback and a bit of a PV luau to follow. Coming in at number 9, let's watch Westlake toss that coconut around. There's the bounce shot, denied. Ball to X. Tough angle shot, and will somebody just explain this celly to me? What's up with this? It looks like a trend for rebound shots this week, and this time it's Oak Park with the ball movement. First shot is denied, but watch the long pull with the dig and the dunk. And a bit of a hula for the celly. Got a little bit of heaven coming in at number 7, Harvard, Westlake, and Crespi. Two good teams. First, it's a Wolverine rip. Great save, but it's loose out front, and there's the putback. And then get that glove off for a little congratulatory handshake. But let's take a look at number 6. Agura's pressing Village Christian, and after some close-in maneuvers, here comes the B2B, but Chief, wait, we've got a goalie who's on it. Access denied, but watch him go get it, and now he's gonna stick that pig back in conventional style. Loyola and Crespi are locked up in number 5, first at the dot, and here comes the long pole. Passing lanes cut off, but nobody stops the ball. He's gonna surf right to the break, and bang. At number 4, let's watch this Oak Park long pole pick up the pearl, tiptoe through Newberry Park, hold it high and stick it in low, and then feel the love. Here we go at number 3. We've got Westlake and Newberry Park looking like a bunch of Keystone cops chasing that rabbit. Then comes the burst. Spread them out for the hard rip. Top shelf left with plenty of mustard. Followed by high fives all around. At number 2, we go back to Harvard, Westlake, and Crespi. And I'm going to win that face-off. Get out of my way. Here comes the rip. No, I'm still dancing. Here comes the check. I ignore those. Going to prop my arms up on your head for a clean look and a score. And here's this week's top play. Agura's going to drop the ball and thrash around for it. But it's 22 stepping in for the grounder, the juggle, and then the B2B bouncer for the score. This guy wins Costa Rica for his folks. I'm signing off from Maui. Aloha, mahalo, and we will see you next week. The top play each week qualifies for the grand prize. That is 2 nights of accommodation in sweet Costa Rica. That prize is available to the parents or guardians of the player or players who are featured in that top 10 play. You can look at more information about the accommodation itself if you go to 360flamingo.com and check out info at 360flamingo or info at LaxRatz.com for more information regarding that. But again, each week top play will be rewarded with 2 nights accommodations in Costa Rica to the parents or guardians of their son or daughter who qualifies for the top play of the week. Before we get out of here, a reminder, send us your clips. We're getting more and more clips. Make sure they're long enough that we can get the intro and the outro. Hey, Chief, we're starting to see some pretty cool sellies on some of these goals, and we're using them, right?
Yeah, let us know that you're out there, man. We love to see the celebrations, and the exposure and the connections are awesome. We're out here, we're talking to people. It's so much fun.
Watch us on social media, Facebook, Twitter. What am I missing?
Instagram, Snapchat, all of it. You all know about it.
Check us out. All right, is that a wrap?
It's a wrap.
For the Chief, this is Chopper saying thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.